Hey guys, I'm going to be trying something a little bit differently this time. What I actually had a recommendation for was to analyze my own gameplay, so I thought I'd just try that out. I'm versing a level 44 destroyer in this one. Kung Fu versus destroyer is kind of interesting. Anytime I get gripped like that, what I do is I use my tab skill or my number 3 skill to break out of that. With the berserkers, the destroyers, you have to you have to trip them out of their spins. That's the only way to really stop them. So if you notice here, he charges in on me, I tab that, and then I go for my own personal stun because I knew his tab was down. Now I'm going into a 3RF combo. This is what gives me a good bit of damage, finishing it off with a right click. What this does is it knocks them into the air, giving me some time for damage. I double SS'd after that, and then launched him into the air again with an additional smite. Getting him on the ground with a tab, and then going in for the triple punch and a grapple. He's getting a decent bit of damage off on me here, but I use my 2 skill to actually knock him back off of me, and then using my Q and E for the iframe and the right click for a stun, letting me do my last air juggle for victory. I actually lose this round, and I kind of want to, so I'll kind of talk about what I did wrong in these situations. Against destroyers, it's always a little bit of a challenge for KFMs because they can punish you very hard. Destroyers actually, a lot of people might not know this, but destroyers actually have some of the highest burst you're going to really find in the game as a whole. So let's get right on in here. Alright, charging in with a left click, what that does is it gives me a knockdown. I instantaneously backflip out of his pull. He gets a decent bit of damage off on me and gets another stun. This secondary stun I decided to tab out of and then get a right click stun onto him. If you see I'm kind of kiting around, I use my tab skill to freeze him in place so I can kite a little bit more effectively. As you saw there, you can kind of zone and use your 1 skill to counter the destroyer. I messed up there. I accidentally used my F skill whenever I thought I was actually going to land a kick, but instead I did my pummel, and that kind of fucked me over. Once again, kind of zoning, using my counter skill, which I wasn't able to successfully block it here, but I used my 3 skill to freeze myself, give myself a little bit of time. Right as I get out, I use my Q and E skills. This destroyer is wasting a lot of skills onto me. I use my tab finally, and I did not have my right click up and available right there to break his shield. That was one problem that I just had. And then I also just effed and used a couple of my skills into his iframe. Playing against a destroyer, it feels a lot more around zoning and then countering at the appropriate time. Once again, I knock him down, he tabs out, I Q and E immediately and get a little bit of distance. Right there, I went into his ground counter, which caused me a problem. Right there, I was not quick enough to tab, so now I finally get to blow my tab out. Once again, right as I tab, I make sure to use my Q and E. Right there, I hit into his stun, which then he gets another stun off on me. I'm really thinking that I can try and climb back from this situation. Right there, what I should have done, I was greedy. I should have went for the F and knock up and got some guaranteed damage. Instead, he stood up in time and was able to punish me for it. Bring him to the ground, 3 punches, then number 2 for the most damage. They can counter that, so you have to be careful. Right there, I did not SS quick enough, so I did take a little bit of damage. Right there, I failed at my actual targeting process as well. You want to slide it to the side whenever you are air comboing, because you'll actually tell that something's wrong. He iframes into me and then lands 1 simple auto attack. I was way too low to really come back from that, or I had to literally perfectly play it. So coming into the 3rd round, like I said, there are a couple things that I did wrong there. I definitely let's move on. Jumping around, trying to avoid his pull, he still hits me with it, and I end up wasting my tab kind of early in that situation. Once again, using my Q and E to get a right-click stun if he's not spinning. I move behind him to avoid any kind of frontal counter. I move in as soon as I see that shield to get the stun. I knew his tab was down, so I get my 3RF combo up a little bit. However, I wasted my Z early, so that ended up not giving me the appropriate stun. Right here, I got a little bit greedy and ended up kind of wasting one of my skills. Against destroyers, it's a lot, in my opinion, it's a lot about knowing when to SS and get your air juggle damage in, because you can't really fight them head on because they'll grip you. Once again, this destroyer wasn't playing very well in the sense that he was hitting into my Q and E iframes quite actively, kind of kiting around the player. I noticed that his iframe was down, and I knew his tab was down, so I get another 3RF combo. I fuck up there because I hit 3 and I leg sweep him. You're supposed to end that combo with a right click or another prolonged stun, so that was my bad in doing that. Backing up, getting some range. I knew I had smite. He didn't seem like he was going for anything. 3 clicks once again, then 2 for the most damage, securing me the victory. This is a little bit different of a video. Hopefully you like this kind of thing, and I'll probably go into more detail and do a little bit better of a job in the future regarding breaking it down a little bit and whatnot. But this was a recommendation on someone. I asked for advice on what kind of videos I should be making, and he recommended trying to analyze my own gameplay. I figured this would also be something that y'all would probably enjoy to get into the mindset of a KFM. Once again, this is not really a guide, but it's more analyzing my own gameplay and possibly something that you can actually learn from as well. Once again, thanks for watching the video. Catch y'all next time.